everyone. This is Felicia Brown with One Concept Radio, where I'm getting to know experts and educators from the massage, chiropractic, acupuncture, and spa professions. Today, I'm talking with Dr. Ben Benjamin. Dr. Benjamin is co-author of The Ethics of Touch, the author of Listen to Your Pain, and the founder of the Muscular Therapy Institute. Thanks so much for being here today, Ben.
You're welcome. Pleasure to be here.
Fantastic. Well, we're excited to have you coming to the conference in San Diego. And as a preface to that, I'd like to get your thoughts on a few things today. Let's start with this question. Ben, I'd like to find out how you define wellness.
Well, I would say it's a balance of mental, emotional, and physical health. And I would expand that into saying if you're not happy at what you're doing in your life, it's not easy to to be a role model and to portray wellness. If you're never taking a vacation, you're always exhausted, you look like you don't really take care of yourself, you're not dressed very well, you're in a rush, you're not going to be a very good role model. So I think the first thing that practitioners have to do to have a successful career is to practice wellness and to work to learn as much as they can, be as knowledgeable as they can, but also take care of themselves, eat well, exercise regularly, get a massage every week, or some kind of body work that helps you to feel, good about yourself. Make sure your relationships are honest and clear, and that you communicate, with people with integrity, and make sure your life is an example for your clients.
Well, that's absolutely great advice, and I'm taking notes for a few things that I want to make sure I'm paying close attention to. And certainly we know that practitioners do need to take care of themselves instead of just giving away all their energy to take care of other people. It's great to have a reminder of that. So as a practitioner and as someone who's also a mentor and educator in this field, I'm also curious then what you would change about the massage or wellness professions in general, if you could.
Well, I'd probably change a lot of things. I think the training of massage therapists needs a lot of work. Unfortunately, many people who own massage schools now or massage school chains are really interested in getting people in and out, accepting people that are not quite ready to be therapists. When you're a therapist, you take a person's, body and life in your hands in a way. And, it's not dire or anything, but if you do a bad job, it can really profoundly affect the person really negatively. And if you do a good job, it can really profoundly help their life. So I'd like to see the training be better. I'd like to see teachers, really trained well so they knew how to teach. There's a myth that if you know how to do something, you can teach it. That's a completely different profession. Teaching something and knowing how to do something is totally different. And I think that would be good to get into people's minds. And I would also change, what we teach. I would make a big emphasis on ethics and communication within schools. That building a business means being in relationship to people and being in relationship to them well. Many people, they think, if I just have good hands and I can do a good job, I'm going to be successful. Well, that's not really true. What's true is even if you're not the greatest practitioner, but you have really good communication skills, you're very personable, you follow up when you say to a client, I'm going to find you an organizer or I'm going to make recommendations for a nutritionist, that you follow right up and you do that. Either on the next appointment or right away on an email, so that you practice with integrity. And I think if we train people longer and deeper and people learned about business and they learned about communication as a part of their training, we'd be a lot better off.
Well, as someone who teaches business and marketing and communications as well as ethics myself, I wholeheartedly agree with you on that. I couldn't second that emotion stronger. But one of the things you said, I'd just like to hear a little bit, because I know we do have some people that are students or even considering becoming students that listen into these. You talked about the preparation of becoming a massage therapist. Is there anything in particular that you would say needs to happen to prepare someone to become a massage therapist or to be part of wellness in general?
Well, if they're thinking about being in the massage profession, I think they should get some body work because some people go to school. I owned a school for over 30 years, and some people never had a massage before they went to school.
Right.
So that would be a good idea. Also, it would be really good for people to learn how to care for themselves. When I started my school, it was a 3-year program, and the whole first year we taught people how to take care of their own, health, whether it was their physical health, their mental health, to exercise, to eat well, whatever it was. That we talked a lot about those kinds of things. That if you don't care for yourself, it's very hard to care for others. So I would think that's really good preparation to becoming a therapist.
Well, it sounds like, it kind of boils down to practicing what you preach even before you start preaching it.
Absolutely. Walk the talk, because if you can't do that, you're not going to be very successful. And, the average therapist lasts between 5 and 7 years because they get burned out, they get injured, they don't know how to take care of themselves. They work too much, too hard, not efficiently. When I started my school, I hired Alexander teachers. These are people who work with body alignment to work on the students as they worked on each other so that people would learn how to use their body. And I have practitioners who've been seeing 20 people a week for 30 years that are still out there because they learned those kinds of things when they were in school. They don't do that sort of stuff anymore. Most schools don't.
Well, you're right. I don't see a lot of that in the curriculums that I've looked at, and I think that might be something people should contact you about or maybe seek you out at the conference to get your advice on that, some guidance. I know you're going to be sharing a lot of great information at the conference in your classes, but I'm wondering if there's a piece of advice that you would give massage therapists and wellness professionals listening that can help them achieve success and stay in this business for the long term.
Well, the greatest number of visits to general practitioners is because of musculoskeletal pain that general practitioners can't do anything about. I think the latest statistic is 66% of all doctors' visits are because your body is hurting, your knee, your back, your neck, etc. And most massage therapists haven't got a clue how to assess those things and how to treat those things. So I think that every therapist who seriously wants to be in here for the long haul wants to have skills in assessment and treatment of pain. Lots of people in the world have neck pain, have back pain, have shoulder pain, have knee pain, and I like to get them in the door that way to get them better and then, teach them about how to take care of themselves. And the smart ones convert to coming every week or every other week or once a month to keep their body well. But the thing that motivates people oftentimes to start their relationship with their body is to have an injury or have a pain somewhere that they are needing to deal with. So if the person comes to you and you don't know how to deal with that, that's kind of tough. Another piece that is often missing in the training of therapists is business. And this is a business. Even if you start working for somebody else, you soon realize that, you'd like to be independent, you'd like to make your own hours, and working for somebody else isn't as great as maybe working for yourself, although it's nice to start off working with somebody else or for somebody else. So making a business plan or understanding you're going to have to be a business person when you get into the field is something many people don't know and many schools don't tell them in the interview. This is a profession where you have to do a lot of work in business to get yourself to be successful in the long run.
Absolutely. I often talk about in my classes that everyone is responsible for marketing, not just the owner of a business, not just the marketing department, but that each individual has a piece of that. And, it might just be showing up to work with a good attitude and, as you said, being able to deliver what someone needs, dealing with that pain relief, being able to offer that, but to meet the need that they came in seeking to have met and to be able to recognize what it is in the first place. That is business. That's not just, being a great technician. And without that component, people often don't have a chance to provide the great care that they do with the hands-on modalities that they're good at.
And doing a great job is also a very important part of your marketing and of your
Yes.
business. If you do a great job, the research says that a person who likes what you do might tell 7 people, but a person who doesn't like what you do and felt like you didn't do a good job, they tell 29 people.
Right.
So bad news spreads a lot faster. So being very conscientious and doing what you do, doing it well, keep studying, because when you go to school, usually the number of hours to study for massage therapy is really small, 500, 600, 700 hours, and continuing to learn and to learn new things, other things that appeal to you. Some people, they like to work in the area of injury. Other people like to study some things about nutrition. Others learn how to coach people in their wellness, in their health coaching. And others like to work with energy. Find out what you like and then learn as much as you can sort of in that arena, whatever it is. It might be the kind of stuff I do. It might be the kind of stuff, somebody else does. Doesn't matter, but get really good at it. And it takes 5 or 10 years to get really good at anything, so you need to be patient as well.
Well, and definitely capitalize on opportunities like coming to conferences such as the One Concept American Massage, Chiropractic Acupuncture and Spa Conference. Obviously, that's what we're here to talk about, but those types of opportunities are not only what give you the opportunity to learn and build your skills, but also to connect with others that maybe can give you great advice or do that hands-on work that you need in things like the community room that we have coming up this year in San Diego. So I want to just switch gears and talk about the idea of community for a second. As I said, that's one of the main focuses at all of the One Concept conferences, and that is community. So, Ben, I'm wondering how you see the different healing professions, massage, chiropractic, acupuncture, and spa, among others, how you see those professions working together or collaborating in the future.
Well, it's not in the future. For me, it's in the present. And I always suggest to my students and practitioners that come to my workshops is that you create a team, because I can't do everything for somebody. I might be able to know that their craniosacral rhythm is off, but that's not the kind of work I do. I know that if they tell me what they eat for breakfast, which is like coffee, I know they need some help around nutrition. So I know I need somebody on my team who can help that person. So I like to work with others, a chiropractor, an acupuncturist, a nutritionist, a craniosacral person, an osteopath. So I have a whole team approach to working with my clients. And if they need something that I don't do, well, then I send them to somebody else, and often we will conference about it, talk about it. And I think one of the things that's happening in the present and will happen more in the future is that different kinds of practitioners are going to be collaborating together, like a chiropractor and a nutritionist and a massage therapist. Right now I'm actually working with a physiatrist who's a doctor of physical medicine. It's a new discipline, maybe only 25 or 30 years old, and we're doing some work together. And it's very exciting because I know things that he doesn't know, and he knows things that I don't know. And so we're working together to come forward to learn something from each other and give a better result to the client.
Yes, I think that's happening a lot in the world of healing. Even in my own practice, I now have a yoga instructor and an esthetician, and we're bringing in a nutritional and wellness coach, because we can't all do everything. And having that team not only helps us maybe practice what we need to preach by seeing some of these folks, but have a great set of resources to share with our clients instead of trying to do it all, or maybe knowing a little bit about nutrition and trying to pass that on when really it's not our forte or
right.
our scope of practice.
Right, and if you know a certain amount, you know when it's the right thing to refer somebody to some person. If you know nothing about nutrition, you don't know what they need. If you don't know anything about the cranial rhythm, you can't tell if they need that. But if you know a certain amount about it, you're better able to refer and work with others.
Absolutely. Well, Ben, before we wrap up, I want to encourage people who maybe won't be able to make it to the conference, or even if they can, they just want to learn more about you between now and then, or reach out. Could you possibly share the best website or contact information for people so they can reach out and get in touch?
Well, mine is pretty easy. My name, benbenjamin.com. If you go there, you can contact me through email. You can also Ben at benbenjamin.com is one of my email addresses. But going to the website, they can see, what I do. They can see the various webinars. I think I have 140 webinars on my site, and I've done about 50 of them myself. So there's a lot of information there, and there's some free stuff that you can listen to and read as well. So that's the best way to reach me, benbenjamin.com.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to be with us today and for coming to the conference in San Diego in September.
You're welcome.
And for those of you listening, if you'd like to learn more from Ben Benjamin, please do join us for the One Concept American Massage, Chiropractic, Acupuncture, and Spa Conference happening in San Diego, California, September 13th through 15th. Just go to oneconcept.com. That's the word one, O-N-E, concept.com for more information and to register. Hope to see you there.